you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm
Yeah.
I have no words.
That's how good you're doing.
I am in one of those headspaces right now where I just feel like overwhelmed.
Me
with
too.
life.
Oh my gosh, same. I
just
didn't want to get into my sob story. No, I don't
we
have
can-
a sob story.
We
It's
can
just
just have a very quick therapy session.
life
before.
is just a lot.
Yeah. I like felt myself unraveling at dinner tonight. It's like Lainey wanted to play a song on the radio and Chloe was screaming and everyone's chewing and the dogs are barking.
It's like the moment you're gonna break.
Like, can everyone just shut up?
Right.
Oh, and I was like looking at my house. I'm like, I am just never gonna be the person who has the spotless house. I just can't do it.
It's like when things pile in your head and then you look around and your space isn't clean.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just what puts you over the edge.
Who put this leapfrog dog
I bet you I can tell you who put that leapfrog.
No, it was actually Adam. I guarantee you it was Adam.
What?
Adam's favorite thing to do is the second I clean off the table is to like put his hat and his keys and his wallet on there. And I'm like,
That's in the husband handbook.
Oh, okay.
They have to do that actually.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm glad you share your love this way. It's fine.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. Like I'll be working and then like I'm stressed out about work, but then I can't actually focus on my work because my desk is messy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a spiral.
Yeah. My work from home area is our spare bedroom. So it's like already that room where all of the anomalies end up. And so anytime I'm in there, I'm like, oh, sometimes I take my laptop and I literally bring it down here because it's like at least open and it feels like less confined.
Like I don't get distracted by something I need to do next.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
That's how I am. That's why today I stayed at the office all day long, which is kind of rare for me. I usually leave around like 3 or 4, but I was getting so much done. And I knew that if I went home, I would just like want to fold my laundry, play with the dog, go outside, watch a TV show. Like I just knew all these things like would pile up. And I was like, I'm going to stay here and hunker down.
Yeah. I feel like me and Adam have both had very short fuses today, but like, have you ever had these moments where, you know, you've like yelled at Millie or, you know, you've had a short fuse, but like the second your spouse turns around and does the same thing, you're like, don't ever talk to my angel baby that way again. I'm like listening. I'm like, God, you're like, so mean.
Right?
I would never.
Same thing, but in reverse happened this morning with our dog. Bogey, he goes from 0 to 100 where like he's just silent and then he's the loudest barker ever and there's no warning. And so when he does it, it's really startling. And it was like 8 in the morning. I was already like kind of like scrambling to get ready for work and like get Millie to school. And he just does that out of nowhere. And I just like snapped. I was like, Bogey, stop it. And Matt comes in. He's like, why did you yell at him? And I was like, because I was frustrated. I was like, you've done this too.
That
like,
is so funny.
I know. And then he made me feel so bad.
I will though. Like I'll literally listen to Adam saying something to the girls and it's fine. But I'm like, God, I would never say anything like that.
Yeah.
And then 5
rewind
minutes later,
to 2 hours earlier when you did. No, I know what you mean. It just sounds different coming from someone else.
Yeah, for sure. But anyways, so that was just our therapy session. I don't think that we got anywhere, but
no. Good to know we're not alone.
Yeah.
And feeling overwhelmed.
Of course. Yeah.
Motherhood's overwhelming. End of the episode. Take care.
Have a great life.
But we're here doing this. So
gosh.
At least we got that.
Well, do you have a good treat? Maybe we should start with treats.
I do. I have a cute treat. So lately at bedtime, I've been telling Millie stories like that I just like make up. Like we'll turn the lights off and she enjoys it more than books. So we'll do our books or whatever. We'll do like 2 books and instead of the 3rd book, that's what she gets. She gets a story. So we turn the lights off and I'll be like, so who do you want in your story tonight? And it's been Dora from Dora the Explorer.
Love this.
Which we've been super into lately. Yes, I say we. We've been watching a lot of Dora. So
grab your backpack.
I just make up stories. It always includes Princess Millie, of course. And she lives in a castle usually made out of something delicious like cotton candy or lollipops.
I'm going to pause for a moment because before I even hear this story, you should write a children's book.
I should.
You should.
I would love to.
You should. And you wouldn't even need an illustrator because you could just design it.
That's true. I could. That's true.
I'm sorry to Brittany's boss when she puts in her notice later.
Yeah. No, Emily, I'm not going anywhere. That'll be my side hustle. But yeah, it's just super cute. And like, I'll kind of like get to the story. I'm like, so there were 3 paths, a yellow path, a blue path, and a pink path. What path did she go down? And she'll be like, pink path, pink path. And she kind of like helps me fill the gaps of the story. And I'll be like, oh, we went down the path and then there was and she'll be like, monkey. And so we just kind of like go back and forth and like
that's so cute.
finish like on like Mad Lib style.
I was just gonna say that.
It's really cute and she absolutely loves it. And it's just like, it's like a sweet little like bonding thing.
Do you remember growing up reading those books where you had to like make a choice and then you like whatever choice
choose
you
your
made,
own adventure,
you'd like go to a different page? That's what that just reminded me of.
Yes.
I haven't thought about that in forever. Oh, that's so cute. I don't think I'm
sweet.
creative enough to do that. But
give yourself some credit. It doesn't have to. They're 2 and 3. It doesn't have to be anything crazy.
I think I'm replacing creative. I should replace creative with patient. I don't think I'm patient enough to do that.
Yeah.
It would go on forever.
That's the problem. I really have to make it stop.
Yeah.
Because she wants to keep going.
How do your stories end?
Usually they save the day and we sing, we did it, we did it, we did it, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, my treat is Lainey. She's just been in the spotlight lately. I don't know.
Hey, that's good that she's a treat.
So, their school had this little 4th of July parade that we went to, and they just like parade around their playground. So like as a parent, you just go outside. Like you don't see them first. You go outside and like wait for their class to come out and parade around, and they will carry whatever they've created. So it was obviously patriotic themed, and they all made little hats. So they're all wearing hats. And so this is her 3rd one. And the last 2 were awful because the second she sees us, she would like burst into tears and like need us.
I was actually going to ask you about that.
Yeah. Well,
like, how do the kids not do that?
I mean, they do.
Or like the babies, especially Chloe.
Oh, well, luckily for Chloe, she was not facing the right way. So she just like, they like rolled her out in her crib and she was like looking at the wall.
Because you said last episode she's going through like separation. Like if she sees you, like I was thinking, I saw that picture and I was like, oh my gosh, Chloe probably went bananas.
It was funny because Adam was like, Chloe. I'm like, stop it. Stop.
Yeah, don't let her see you. Let's just take pictures.
Let her enjoy it because then we'll have to leave.
Yeah. With her.
Right. So their last parade, Lainey like lost it and didn't want to walk anymore because I tried to walk with her, but then it was just like game over.
Yeah.
So this year we were like, ooh, what are we gonna get? So she like walked out the door and we were like waved at her and she made eye contact and she like got this huge smile on her face and waved back but kept marching along. Aww. She did the whole thing all by herself.
Did you talk to her about it beforehand?
No.
Oh.
No, I told her there was going to be a parade, but like not any of the antics.
She's just growing up.
I know. And like walked back to her classroom and like we went.
Like it was nothing.
We had to go back like out and around to go back to her classroom and she was just like participating with her class as if she hadn't just seen us 5 seconds ago. I was like,
oh my gosh. That's a huge milestone.
It was kind of a bittersweet moment. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
That's like when Millie wiggles out of my arms when we get to daycare, if they're like starting to line up or do their circle time and she runs to her spot on the mat.
Yeah.
Like, she knows what to do.
Aww.
And everyone's like, wow. Like, I know, she's so grown up. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, my tantrums, it's not a single one. I just kind of like took note of the top little ones that happened this week. One, I wouldn't sit in the back seat with her on our way to school with just the 2 of us.
Fired as a mom.
Yeah, because someone had to drive the car and it was me.
Are you not to the point in your life where you can just hire a chauffeur or?
Not yet.
Have you checked Thumbtack?
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I'm too poor from all this bamboo that I buy, so that's not a priority.
Thanks, little sleepies. I had to say their name.
Yeah, it's been like 10 minutes. I put her Easy Mac on a plate instead of serving it to her in the dish that you make it in.
Oh, that's a rookie mistake.
Yep. Recovering from that one.
Does she still talk about it?
Yeah.
Lainey would be like, remember when you put it on a plate?
Luckily, Millie does not say that yet, but I'm sure it's coming. The last one is my favorite. I went to go to the restroom at our house, and she decided to come with me, which is nothing new. But she was paying really close attention to what I was doing, and she was like, Mama, you go poop? And I was like, nope, don't gotta poop this time. Mama, I want you to poop. She was yelling at me because I didn't have to go number 2. So I thought that was a great way to end my tantrums. I know. Like, I'm just a terrible mother.
I feel like
it's like, do I even care?
I'm on Millie's side for these. Like, I totally understand. What a horrible, horrible person you are.
I know. I just can't do it on command, Kels.
Well, gosh, my tantrums don't sound nearly as bad. Okay, I actually only have one, and it's Lainey. I'm gonna go back to bedtime every single time for our tantrum.
We might as well just start calling it bedtime tantrum.
Yeah, for real.
None of mine were bedtime though.
Oh, that's true. You weren't giving her mac and cheese in bed, or
not this Listen, time. She did have a cookie in bed the other night. I'm not gonna lie. I am not a perfect parent.
So it's just another situation where she needed to do something before she could go to bed. And we told her no, and the whole world just imploded. And this thing that she wanted to do. So in our bedroom, everybody has ceiling fans except our room has like a tower fan that oscillates because we have a chandelier.
A robot.
Right, exactly.
According to Millie, you have a robot fan.
Lainey has like a new obsession with it. She loves it. And
she probably thinks it's a robot.
Comes out of her room and goes, I need to hug the fan. Good night. And I was like, get in your room right now. She literally threw herself on the floor and kept saying, I want to hug the fan.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like to say good night to it?
Yeah. Yep. She lost her mind because we wouldn't let her come out of her room for the billionth time to hug a damn fan.
Well, you're a monster.
I ended up letting her hug the fan.
Listen, if that's the worst thing she wanted to do, I think it's okay.
It wasn't. If at 10:45, she didn't go to bed until almost 11 last night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because
Millie was like 10. And it's really, so the show that I watched, Love Island, does anyone else watch? It airs at 9. And so like by the time I get into bed, it's like 10 because Millie doesn't go to sleep until 10. And then like I fall asleep watching it and then everyone wants to talk about it the next morning, but I fell asleep. So her late bedtime is really cutting into my social life.
God, Millie. Jeez, girl, get a grip.
For reals. Okay, well, speaking of getting a grip, today, I didn't have a segue. Today we're going to talk about making mom friends. So I feel like it's really hard to make mom friends. It's hard in general to make friends the older you get, just because like the opportunities aren't
and
like
it's just awkward
as available.
I like picture little kids on the playground. They're like, "Hi, I'm Kelsey."
Yeah.
Hi,
or
I'm
like
Brittany.
In college or high school, you had classes together. You played sports together.
You lived in the same dorm.
Yeah. And so unless you like have an activity that you join and like you meet people that way, you're really going to work and then going home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like making friends is hard, but I think it's really hard making mom friends, especially mom friends that you like click with.
Right. Totally.
So I will say I've been super fortunate that like most of my friends that I've like been friends with for a long time, like we've been in the same life stages like at the same time. So like we were all getting engaged kind of around the same years, you know, and we were all talking about weddings and all we could talk about was houses and all we could talk about was having our first baby and then, you know, second babies and whatever. But so I've been super lucky that like I have friends going through like the same life stages. So like I have a lot of mom friends already. Like my friends became mom friends and like we can talk about both being a mom and also like not mom stuff.
Right.
So I feel like I've been lucky, but I feel like I've made a lot of friends through Millie as well.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I mean, that's how we clicked.
Because I feel like it's an immediate bond.
Yeah, because of our kids. And then they ended up in the same classroom together and we couldn't avoid each other. So
yeah, literally.
This topic was really hard for me because I'm in the totally opposite boat as you. I had kids before like any of my friends. And most of my like friends that I like either grew up with or like went to college with still don't have kids. Yeah. And then I was also the first person in my family to have kids. So like there wasn't really anybody around for that stuff. And like I have I was lucky because I worked in childcare forever, so I know like a ton of people with kids, but I wouldn't like call them friends. It's just like,
right, like
it's relatable, but yeah, I mean, like they talked to me because their kids went to my school. Like, you know what I mean?
But don't you think that like friendships where you bond over your kids first like accelerate so much quicker? Like I feel like you and I like clicked and just like it was like from there just like
100%.
full gun.
Yeah.
What's that phrase?
0 to 100.
Guns blade. I don't know, because like you know what I'm trying to say. Like I just feel like it like escalated quicker than just like a normal friendship where you would be like, let's go grab a drink.
Right. Well, I feel like when you're making friends, you're kind of dating them. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and like we could bond over our kids, or we could be like, hey, do you want to get together and take the girls to a playground? Yeah. Because like, and it's just like there's a distraction, kinda. So it's like not awkward, right? Because you're like, oh, I gotta go chase my kid.
Yeah,
or
sorry,
like,
I gotta go.
Yeah, like it's not weird. When I first got pregnant, I downloaded the Peanut app.
Oh,
Have you ever been on that?
No, I've never.
So like it's basically
it's actually my worst nightmare. I literally couldn't even.
So I'm like outgoing, and you're. You are outgoing.
I'm a 1,000% introvert. I'll get it. I have so much to talk about.
I feel like that's the hardest part, though, about making mom friends or making adult friends, is that you have to get out of your comfort zone and you have to be outgoing. Totally. You have to be uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And it's really hard.
Yeah, I'm so uncomfortable right now.
She's even just thinking about it. I'm not like saying you need to go make friends. I don't want you to make any more friends. No, I just meant
like you and me, so I'm comfortable right now.
I'll leave.
No, I am not the sort of person to just like walk up to someone and make conversation. Like I would never. I'm not that person. The only person I was that person with was Adam. And then was it alcohol induced? Yes. Yeah. It sure was.
Hey, but that worked out great. See?
Sure.
I'm not saying you need to drink.
I said maybe I just need to drink more.
No. Don't do that at playgrounds, please.
What's in your cup?
Yeah.
No,
it smells really friendly.
I avoid those situations at all costs. I'm lucky that for the most part, those that I have met and been able to like keep in my circle, like I knew just like beforehand. Mm-hmm. Or for me, a lot of it is like coworkers turned friends.
Yeah.
Which when you're working somewhere, sometimes it's really hard to cross that line.
Yes.
So everyone that I'm like very good friends with now, like we have moved on. Like we don't work together anymore.
Yep, same.
Yeah, it's
because there's definitely a line.
For sure. And it's hard.
I mean, some of my very best friends to this day are people I worked with.
Mm-hmm. Same. I was just in the girl's wedding I was in. We worked at Subway together in college. Like that's how we met. So,
but yeah, that's true. I mean, I went up to you at work.
Yeah.
And not that you weren't like friendly or like wouldn't have like approached
like, can you please stop talking to me?
But I was like, hey, our kids are in the same class. Also, do you like cute baby clothes?
No,
and then that was it.
You asked you asked if Lainey went to the same school as Millie because you thought you saw me dropping off Lainey. It's like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
At the time,
it's an icebreaker.
It definitely is, yeah.
See,
that would be weird if you were like, I think I saw you getting out of the car somewhere.
Yeah, that would have been weird. Yeah. See, it's so funny because like I guess I am extroverted. I don't know, like I don't know. I feel like I'm a very like good mix. Like I need my like alone time for sure.
Yeah.
But like I am like bubbly.
Yeah, I mean I don't. There are some people who like recharge by being around people.
No,
and
that's
that is
the opposite of recharging.
Like I need
that's
to be
draining.
Yes. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
But I think it just like depends on my mood, I guess. Like I can be very forward about something that like makes me uncomfortable. Like if I see something happening that shouldn't be happening, like I will take charge of a situation, but I feel like that's something that's totally different from like going up to someone and being like, hey.
But I feel like even that like dance, which we'll get into like activities, but like I feel like at dance, like you would like make little like jokes or comments to other moms.
Yeah.
Usually about the kids, but like you would open conversations.
Yeah.
You weren't just like sitting there with your arms crossed.
I'm not like closed off, but I don't know.
I think that's also like a good way to make mom friends if you're looking to is like signing your kids up for some kind of class.
Totally.
And even just like searching like baby classes in your area. Like there's a lot of like music classes, like the little gyms, things like that. So Kelsey and I had our girls in dance, and we met a few moms through that.
Yeah.
That we still kind of like talk to and hang out with. I think just like having like, I don't know, classes together, like gymnastics class. I've met a few other parents through that like we're like Facebook friends. Like we don't hang out a lot, but like we comment on each other's posts. We like each other's stuff. Like we could hang out.
Yeah.
Swim class, like if your kid's too young for dance or gymnastics, like swim. I had Million swim at 6 months.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't really meet anybody there, but that's such a like, you're kind of in the pool, you're doing stuff, it's loud, and then you're kind of like out, especially with a 6-month-old. You're kind of like, I'm going to try to do this fast.
And I never really did this, but I know you guys are big library fans.
Yes.
Like most public libraries have a lot of stuff for little kids, like story time
classes
or music classes and little things like that you can go to.
Yes. And you'll meet a lot of, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, trying to find mom friends that you can like do stuff with during the week. I think that's like going to those classes during the week is like, well, that's probably a mom who's also in your shoes.
Yeah, totally.
So that's a good way.
You mentioned Facebook. I have a few like virtual friends that I've actually never met.
Yes.
But like I talked with online, which sounds really creepy
to
say that
weird,
out
but
loud.
It's not.
But
it's 2024. It's not weird.
So both of my girls, I was in a May 2021 babies group and in a June 2023 babies group.
Yes, I was going to bring this up. I was in one for Millie.
Yeah, so like, and I still have that community. And it's nice because like people post about things and it's literally the same timeline that you're going through.
Yes, it's so nice. Yeah, so like they all have 3-year-olds now.
Yes. But I was going to say on the flip side, it also opens the door for some very annoying comparisons, though, because people will be like, oh, my God, why isn't your – like the amount of comments I get over Chloe not walking is like so annoying.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, that's my baby walked at 10 months.
Like, see, like that's the opposite of a support group.
Yeah.
That person should be kicked out. Like it's a support group, not a knock you down group.
But I was going to also say, like, if you're looking for a really great Facebook group to join, there's this group called Cradle to Chaos.
Plug it now.
No,
I
but
love
like,
Facebook groups.
I do too.
I join a Facebook group for everything.
Okay, but like, funnily enough, I'm going to say it again, but like the Little Sleepies VIP Facebook group has turned into just like a mom group.
People just talking.
Yeah.
And I feel like people are really supportive
totally
in that group too, which I love. I joined a group when I had gestational diabetes, and that was super helpful. Like what other moms were eating, like how they were coping.
I was in a breastfeeding group.
Yes, breastfeeding.
Because I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, totally. I was in like 4 breastfeeding groups. Yeah,
it's like, God, how do you people know so much?
Right. Like IUGR, I was in a group for that. Like you can find a Facebook group for anything, and there are a lot of like local mom meetup groups too. Like I've never done one of those, but it would be a good option, especially if you were new to a city or something, or you were just trying to like branch out with some new mom friends. And they just go for walks, go to the park, like very low pressure activities.
That's amazing.
Yeah. The Peanut app, though, when I first got pregnant was super, super helpful because I wasn't telling any of my friends yet.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I was, like, on the Peanut app, and I could kind of just, like, be open about it and, like, meet people who were also recently, like, just pregnant. Like, I found people on there that had the same due date as me. And so it was fun to talk to, like, hey, you know, we're both X amount of weeks, like how are you feeling? And we would just like message back and forth, and it was nice to like not go through it alone.
Totally.
And it's more on like a one-on-one basis than like a Facebook group.
Yeah, and that's a really unique situation too, because most people wait a while before announcing, and then you're like, well, now I'm almost done with my first trimester, or like some people don't announce until their 3rd trimester. Like it's just so funny. Or some people, now it's a trend to not announce at all until you have the baby.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the heck?
Surprise. And then like I maintained friendships with those people after we had the kids.
That's
so
awesome.
It was like nice to talk to. I never met up with any of them. No, I lied. I met up with one of them, but we kind of like lost touch after that, but like at the moment when I needed that, that's what it was.
That's awesome.
And like that's probably what we both needed, and like now we're kind of like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was gonna say, it, like you mentioned earlier, it helps when you're close in age, so you're going through the similar things in your life besides just parenting, like you said, with all of your friends. And then talking a little bit more about keeping up with the previous friends. So like almost none of my friends from like way back when have kids or like are married or like are in the same stage as me. So I try really, really hard to like not talk about my kids like when we're out and about, and like try to talk about things that like because then I feel
It's
like sometimes for
hard.
someone who doesn't have kids, you're just like gabbing on and on and on about your kids.
Yeah.
It's not that like they don't care, but like they
Yeah.
just can't relate.
It's different.
But it's hard to put yourself in that headspace when you're so used to like, oh my God, Lainey did this and Chloe did this and oh, they're so cute and I love them so much, but I'm also so tired.
Right. Exactly. Like when you're away from your kids, you want to talk about them.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's an interesting dynamic that you have to get used to for sure.
It definitely is, but I feel like we're both lucky to have friends that like still love our kids, even
Of
if
course.
they don't have kids.
Yes.
Like none of my friends that don't have kids are ever like, oh my God, can you stop? Well, not to my face. Can you stop? Like I feel like they're all like super supportive.
That's good.
So I think that's a good situation to be in, but it is hard.
I think the newborn phase I felt was the hardest to find comfort in because you're exhausted and you feel like shit and you actually don't want to do anything, but then you also feel like crap for not doing anything or keeping in touch, but like you're so touched out that you don't want to talk to anybody.
And you don't want to like put pants on.
Yeah.
And go out of your house.
Right. But like I also don't want anyone to come to my house. Like
No. Yeah. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Yeah.
You just have these moments, and I see people all the time that are like, don't ask, just do for new moms. And I'm like, actually, like,
Don't do
Don't
that.
do
Do
that.
not show up at my house.
oh,
Ever.
Or like, I would feel so awkward if someone came over and just like started doing my dishes. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of person who can accept
No.
that.
No.
Or like,
That's not what I want.
do you want me to throw in a lot of laundry for you? No, I don't want you touching my dirty laundry.
Yeah. I really don't want
I
that.
can't. But like, good for you if you are the type of person who can accept that, because I just need to get over it, but I don't think I ever will.
Yeah. That's a good point that you make about like needing support during postpartum. Like I think that's when these groups really come in handy, because it's like everyone's going through that at the same time. And it's like, if you want, just like DM someone who like posted something that like you're going through. Just be like, hey, like let's talk about this one-on-one. Or you know, you don't have to say those words, but like, hey, I'm going through this too. And
Yeah.
then you know you can immediately like, connect over that.
Can you DM me?
Yeah. Hey, DM me. Don't make it creepy.
We talked about this a little bit in our like finding time for yourself episode, but the hardest part about keeping up and staying in touch is like literally just finding the time to do it. So sometimes I find myself just forcing myself to text an old friend to catch up, and sometimes that's just what I need, to just like say like, hey, we haven't talked in a while, how are things?
Yep.
And like, and then I feel so much better.
Yes.
Because I'm like, oh, I did it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sound like the biggest nerd in the world when I say this, but
Oh my gosh, she like can't even say it.
did you ever play The Sims?
I love The Sims.
Me too.
I played it like 3 months
like
ago.
every once in a while, I'll still be like, oh, I'm gonna get that friendship meter up.
Oh my
You
god.
know what I'm talking about with like your modus bill.
It's the
Oh,
social.
God.
It's like
Yeah,
the social
I'm gonna be
meter.
like, did we just cross over into best
Oh my
friends?
god. No, I would always make my Sims introverts so that they didn't have to socialize.
So smart. I mean, I had every cheat code known to man.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, your
Motherload.
modus would like always. I love how you still know what it is.
Oh,
Didn't you have to like go to the fire hydrant or like the mailbox or something?
Not
to
on
do?
Max. Max, you could do like a code because I would play on my Mac. No, Kelsey, like I
amazing.
played this like 6 months ago.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was looking for a hobby.
I haven't played in a very long time, but like,
Do you want to?
it was, yes.
It hits different. I don't like the
Oh
update.
my gosh. Oh, I know.
It's
I
not
haven't
the
played
same.
it since it was on like, I don't even know what
I
had
actually
as a kid, but
downloaded it because they have a new interior designer feature, and you go to
Ooh.
like the sim, you go to like other Sims houses, and they give you like a prompt, and you have a budget, and you have to like design their
oh,
house.
I don't like having a budget.
It's fun.
I'd be like
It's still fun.
negative, be
Negative,
going
yeah.
bankrupt, losing my house.
Yeah, budgets are the worst. Oh, what I was gonna say is the way that I approach that is like something I, like since becoming a mom that I've done is like the second I like just like think of someone, like I'll just be like, oh, like what's my friend so and so doing? Like
Yeah.
I've just randomly thought of her. I'll just like text her and just be like, hey, I was just thinking about you. How you
Yeah.
doing? Like just like because then you like because then I feel like in my head, I'm like, oh, I'll text them later. I'm like, no, just do it now.
Right.
Like, just do it now. The second I think of someone, if I have the time, if I'm like if I'm at my desk or something, I'm like, I'm just going to text them real fast. Like, it takes 2 seconds to send a text.
Yeah. And I'm the worst at, like, especially if I get sidetracked at work and I read a text and then, like, click away from it. I'm like, oh, no. And you go to text them, like, a month later and you see that you never responded. You're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes. That definitely happens, especially as a mom.
Or just as a person in general.
Yeah. Just as a person with obligations.
Yes. It's a good way to put it.
It's rough. Do you think moving, like, to the suburbs changed things at all? Or you've always kind of been in the suburbs?
I've been everywhere.
Yeah. She's been everywhere.
I have lived in pretty much every single city in Columbus.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I moved like every year or two from the time I moved here originally, but just because I feel like being in college, you just kind of move around a lot.
Yeah.
Then I had just like life happen and
yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I feel like it made it easier for me to make friends that had families moving to the suburbs because we were downtown.
Gotcha.
And once we moved here, I feel like we made like family friends.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, we don't really peruse our neighborhood, to be honest. I feel like we're just in like a weird situation where like we get home and then it's bedtime and bath time and like then we're just like homebodies and our neighbors probably think we're like psychopaths or something.
No, they probably just think you have young kids and you're busy.
Hopefully.
Have you made friends through Lainey or Chloe's class at school?
No. They don't, but they don't like share any info. Like they're
well, you'd have to like go out of your way.
Yeah. So, no.
So that's probably why.
Actually, no.
No, you'd have to be like, hey.
I will talk to people, and I've totally like made the comment like, oh my god, we should totally get the girls together, but like, it's just
but nothing
empty,
happens.
Like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I feel like once Lainey starts getting invited to like birthday parties and stuff like that, it'll come easier. I just like. It just feels like too much like dating to me. Like I can't where I'm like, oh, here's my phone. Or, like, I don't know. It's just awkward. You're in like the hustle and bustle of either pick up or drop off. And like,
I feel like you're making it more awkward than it needs to be.
I just like, it's the anxiety.
Yeah.
I can't. Because
I get it.
We've had opportunities at like costume parties. That's actually how I did get together with the one little friend that was at Lainey's.
So you have.
But we also found out that they lived like literally around the corner from us. Like we could walk to their house. We never have.
Which is great.
But
you
like,
could.
Yeah. The opportunity is there. The little costume parties that we have, like I've definitely had conversations like that, but neither of us have ever followed through. So
yeah,
I don't know.
It takes a lot of effort.
It
takes maintenance.
But I'm also like, yeah, like, oh, we're going to schedule this. And then one of us is probably going to cancel it. And
yeah.
I don't know.
But like you like just have to do it.
I know.
But yeah, it is hard. I feel like I get into a lot of the like.
I told you I was not a good person to talk to about this.
So I feel like.
Can you be my life coach?
No. No, I would not be good at that. I have made a lot of like Facebook friends, I guess, from like Millie's class or like Millie's like school, but like it like in some of her teachers, like I don't know, like we'll just like find each other on Facebook or like creepily enough, a lot of the times like under suggested friends.
Oh, for sure.
How does Facebook know that like I know these people?
It's smart.
I just know. I'm probably because we're in the same area, but like still, or have like the
that
same,
or like some like mutual friends. And,
maybe that's it. But I don't know. I've become friends with a lot of like teachers and like teachers like our age and like
Brittany's becoming friends with all the children.
No, I don't want any of that. I just want to hang out with you. And that's been kind of cool because then like you can like message each other and then messaging like then you could like drop your phone number in there and then you text and then you hang out.
Yeah.
It is like dating.
Yeah. That's right.
You got to make the first move, Kel.
You like walk.
It really is like dating.
Hey, do you want to grab a drink? And then I'd be like, I don't really drink. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't even know.
I'd
what just came out of
coffee or even just like a water.
Ice cream. Right.
I'm sorry I said that because I actually don't want to go.
Yeah. This is gonna sound so bad, but like I'm not really at the point where I want like friends.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not looking for like people
I'm not
to
looking
go
for
out
a long-term
with.
relationship.
I'm not looking for anything serious. Like, I want mom friends that I can like hang out with on the weekends, that I can bring my kids.
Or like to just like text
Yeah,
when
like,
you want to bitch about something.
Yeah.
And then like that's where it ends.
Yeah, exactly. I want a non-committal relationship. Man, we've been out of the game.
Gosh, everyone's going to want to be our friend.
We want to be friends with you guys,
People
but you
are
guys
never
probably
gonna-
have kids.
If we're ever out in the world, people are never going to approach us.
Nope. But also, I do think...
I say that as if we're hermits and we don't ever leave this place.
I mean, do we though? We did go to Steak and Shake.
We somehow end up in the same room at least once a week. So
Yeah, that's true.
somebody's leaving their
We
house.
did go to Steak and Shake.
That's
the other
true.
night.
We had a romantic evening at Steak
It
and
was
Shake.
very nice with an 1,000-calorie milkshake.
Oh.
Um,
So, anyways, if you're looking for a non-committal, like short-term
no, it
fling,
doesn't have to be short term. Okay, also, speaking of short term, though, did you know that research says that your friends turn over every 7 years?
Oh,
So if you've been friends with someone longer than 7 years, that's out of the norm.
okay.
I know. It's crazy. And your cells, something about your cells also. Like, the
Like
regenerate.
you just become a new person, like you get a new baby every 4 months.
you get a new baby.
You get a new baby every 4 months, new friends every 7 years.
Okay, we're slapping.
No, I have heard like something like that before, but I have I would say like they've become more like acquaintances now from like high school. There's not a ton that are still hanging around, but like college for sure I still have friends from.
Yeah. I say, oh, yeah. Like, maybe like 2.
You're like, yeah, like so many.
So, I have so many friends.
They would fill this room for sure.
But I do think it's rare to find a friend that like, or like a mom friend that you can also talk about like just like normal life stuff.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I wasn't talking about you. Just kidding.
This is getting really awkward.
Okay, we need to end this episode. I think we need to go to bed.
But I do think it's fair to point out that it isn't abnormal to not have like a cluster of people.
Or to find it challenging.
Yeah. Or not want to do it. That's
not
okay
want to do
too.
it. After working, taking care of kids, it's the last thing you want to do is put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Or put pants on.
It's hard work. Or a bra. Like, let's be real.
That's actually more accurate, yeah.
Oh, well, you're doing great. Yes. Whether you have a
and we will be your friends.
Yeah.
Don't let Kelsey trick you.
I will be your friend, maybe. I'm just kidding. I will.
She's a fair weather friend. I'll be your friend.
Okay. So for next episode, I have 2 options for topics, and I don't know which one to choose.
Wait, are you gonna let me choose?
No, maybe. Okay, you pick 1 or 2.
A 2.
Okay. So we are going to talk about the ever annoying topic of screen time.
Ugh.
Screen time.
I'm not the person to talk to about this.
But I want to talk about like whether you're for it, whether you're against it.
You all know my answer.
I know that, but like
4 months. She was 4 months when she got an iPad.
But also
no,
like what does she like to watch? Are there games she likes to play? But also, this is a little for myself. I want to know what you watch because I need some new shows in my life.
Oh, okay, perfect. So screen time for the kids and for us?
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
So a download on what we're watching?
I still have Overcooked written down.
Yes. Okay, well, Love Island is the show I'm currently binging. So
don't give away next episode.
I already said it earlier in this episode.
Okay, fair. Well, we are clearly up way past our bedtime tonight.
Yes.
Getting a little wild tonight. Thank you for listening as always, and you are doing an amazing job as parents. It's hard, but you've got this.
You got this.
And
we're your
here
friends for life.
Drag you along with us.
Mom Besties.
Thanks for listening.
Yes, thank you for listening, and drop some episode topics. Thank you guys for dropping in some others that you were wanting us to talk about, but keep that going. So I'm running out of topics on my list.
Yeah.
So we need stuff to talk about. So please let us know. Don't forget to rate and review this podcast.
Yep. You can comment on our episodes on the podcast, or you can also go to our Facebook group or our Instagram Instagram page. And you can comment there too.
All right, you're doing great.